Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day! Welcome back to another week of videos. My name is Derek, and today I'm going to cover some of the videos that I went over last week, along with responding to some of your comments. So let's get started. Last week I worked on a Samsung S22 Ultra that wasn't powering on after a repair attempt. I went over diagnosing and how to fix that. So if you haven't watched that video, check it out. I followed up that video with another one talking about indirect and direct heat when it comes to microsoldering. When using a rework station, sometimes direct heat or indirect heat can be good or detrimental to a device. And so understanding the differences, where to use it, temperature control, and airflow is crucial. Viewer Draken742007 commented, "Thank you, sir, for all you do for us. Could you briefly give temperature ranges on both methods in regards to plastic parts, such as FPC connectors? Is there a true sweet spot for these type of components? You swapped the battery connector yesterday and it didn't melt at all. Is there a temperature you prefer? Is one flux better when plastics are involved? Thank you again for sharing your knowledge." With regards to these questions, the type of flux that you use does matter. Most fluxes, especially the ones you find on MobileSentrix website, will protect the plastic from melting. However, some of them end up becoming more tacky than others, making the cleanup more difficult. So it's not so much the flux itself in regards to protecting the plastic, because they'll practically all do that, but it comes down to personal preference or how much work you want to put into cleaning up the flux. A very good flux for this is Amtech, as it's easy to clean up, doesn't get as tacky, but you can play around with the ones that we have on the website to see which ones you prefer. With regards to melting the plastics, it all comes down to the temperature and airflow. So the first thing that you have to do is find where the solder starts to melt. If you know the melting point of the solder on the board, then you can stick to that temperature, and then you just need to find the right airflow to make sure that you're not singeing the plastic, because what happens with the higher airflow is you blow away the flux. If you blow away that shield, then you're going to start hitting the plastic. So finding the sweet spot for the particular solder that you're working with is the first step, and then making sure you're not completely removing the shield from the plastic is the second. So it's kind of really hard for me to give an exact number for this, because it's going to all depend on the type of solder that you use, your rework station, how powerful it is. I find with most connectors, sticking under 400 degrees is where I'd like to be with the solder that I use. It also depends on the motherboard and what components are surrounding it. But I like to use a medium to low airflow for those type of connectors. That way I'm not blowing anything off the board, including the flux. I tend to find my rework station somewhere between 350 and 400, depending on the board I'm working on. So hopefully that gives you a general idea of where to start to find out for yourself where your rework station, your solder, and your flux kind of all meet up for a happy repair. I then followed up that video with a fingerprint calibration tutorial when it comes to different Android devices, such as the Google Pixel, OnePlus, and Motorola. And I had a comment by Eddie1434 asking, where can I get the tool with square rubbers for the OnePlus? And you can find that right here at MobileSentrix.com. If you simply search fingerprint calibration and maybe tag on there OnePlus for refinement, you'll find these 4 items: the actual fingerprint mold, along with the 3 different rubbers. And although it's listed for the T6, this should work for all of the other models as well. So hopefully that answers your question. Make sure to check out our certified pre-owned Samsung devices, full Galaxy lineup from A to Z in stock, along with our pre-owned certified MacBooks starting around $150 with our 2016 through 2018 models. And if you haven't already seen that, we now have aftermarket and aftermarket plus screens available for the Z Flip series. Check those out, as the difference in cost makes these type of repairs much more affordable for you and your clients. Got a bunch of fun videos coming out this week. If you have anything in particular that you'd like to see in a future video, comment it down below. Thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you in the next video.